Okay, I'm going to try to tell you the ins and outs of the recent installation I did for the 12 volt solutions remote start kit on my 2019 Audi A8L, which is a D5. For those Audi nuts out there that know the difference between the different series runs, a D5. At any rate, a couple of things. The installation is really slick. It is plug and play, to the extent that the wiring harness plugs into the DCM module. It's all you have to do. There's no splicing, no cutting, which I really liked, as opposed to any other sort of remote starting kits that are out there on the market. That is, a huge seller to me. I didn't want some 17-year-old from the mobile, radio, the car audio shop cutting wires up on my Audi. We have enough technical challenges as it is, but the one thing, the 12 volt solutions videos and website did not have specific instructions for the D5, and in particular they showed the install on a couple of other models that showed the DCM back in underneath that area, when in fact on the A8 the DCM module is right back in this corner. So what you got to do is just remove, pull this out. You remove these two, there's screws right underneath here. Pop this out. This is all just held in with a couple of clips here on this side. The first thing you would do to make the job easier, though, is pull this strip up, and what you do is get a little plastic pry bar. The clips are right along this edge. There's probably one here, there, and there. So if you just get underneath this rubber lip here, peel this back and then pop this up, you'll hear it snap. It sounds like you're breaking something, but you're not. This then lifts out. Don't lift it very quickly or abruptly, because you've got a light right here that has a little connection on the back side of it. There's a little pin. Basically, you just have to, once you lift this up about 3 inches, you can get in there with your hands. It's a little delicate, but you got to remove that wire to release the fixture from the wiring harness. So you pull that out of the way, then you can pull this piece out. Basically, again, you just get behind here. This pops out pretty easily. You just pull on it. It's got little pressure pieces here and here. And of course, you got the tray underneath there. Again, with the plastic piece, you can just get underneath there and pop that up and then pop it out. It's got a couple of plastic tabs in there that hold it. Then the next trick to pulling this panel out here, and it goes up underneath this area here, and that's all, just one piece flat, is you've got a 12 volt connection here that you'd have to be a little bit careful of as you loosen this up. You start to unsnap it, and it'll come loose about 3 inches or so. But then what you're going to be hung up with is this hinge, and to get this panel off of this hinge, and this is where the directions are really kind of lacking on their website, is you've got to take a little screwdriver or maybe a pry bar and pull these pins out. There's 4, one on each side, and then there's one here, one there. Then this piece just is loosely held there. It'll just slide right off. no other attachments. Then what you've got is this. You got to get this piece loose here, and what you do is, again, take a little plastic pry bar, you lift up, get underneath there and lift up a little bit, and then you can pull it out. So it basically slides. If you put it in, you go up high and then push in on it and then down. To get it out, you lift up and then you pull out, and you can wiggle that out. It's a little bit tricky to get out of there. And then once you get that piece out, you can pull this panel out. But again, you got to be fairly careful with it. But once you get that open, you'll see your control module box in there. And if you go on the 12 Volt Solutions website, their instructions to install the wiring harness are very straightforward, and it worked just like they had pictured on their website, on their videos. Now, the one other thing I did, and that'll just get you the basic remote start, so you can start it either using your, you can start it using your factory key fob with 3 clicks on it, as they show on their website videos. But I also added the long range remote start, which gives it, they advertise a distance of 3,000 feet. I'm not sure how far it actually works, but I did test it out after installing it, and I was probably 2 to 3 football fields away. So, you know, that's pretty long distance. I just kind of try to simulate what it would be like if I was in a building or something. So it did have quite a good range. Now, one of the things you have to do if you're going to install a long range remote, and I didn't get there, they have a web application for the iPhone also. Maybe it works for Android, I'm not sure, but I know it works for the iPhone, where you can remote start from their app. I didn't get that, but so I can't comment on that. But if you wanted to install the long range remote, which I did, just a little, I'll give you an example. Show you what I did for the antenna. You've got to mount an antenna in the back, and I don't know whether you can see it or not. It's right here. Here, I'll show you. There it is. I just have it tucked down. I tucked mine right behind the seat. Just like that, so you can barely see it. But what I also did, as you can see, I cut just a corner off of the tethering area, the child seat anchor. I cut a little corner off of there with a little hacksaw, so that the wire could slip up through. And there are some access holes up underneath the rear deck, right up in here. You can maybe see where those are. So all I did was I put a big work light underneath here in the trunk. I went around to the other side, and you could easily see where the light was coming up. And then I just took a coat hanger I had straightened out. I taped the wire to the end of it, and then I pushed that through. There's a little access hole, and down into the trunk area, and I fed that wire through, which allowed for the discrete, and you can see how it just allows it to remain flush, lay flush there. Maybe you can see that, maybe that's better. So, any rate, that made for a pretty clean install. The remote, you can maybe see it a little bit there. There's a little bit of a blue light. It's got a couple of blue lights on there. I put some electrical tape over it just to cover it up, because I didn't really want to see the neon or blue LEDs at night. But you know, I just threw some electrical tape over there. You can do whatever you would like. If it doesn't bother you, just leave it. but they indicated that the remote radar antenna and starter would still work if you just laid it in the back of the car here, put it in, tucked it in behind the this side panel if you wanted to. However, if it's behind the metal, the effective distance is going to be cut down, as you might imagine. I'm not sure by how much, but maybe instead of 3,000 foot range, it's 1,000 feet. But anyway, 1,000 feet still, it's a long way. It's through 3 football fields for those in the U.S. or internationally that follow football. That's really all I've got. Hopefully that helps anyone else out there that's thinking about trying a remote starter system. And again, that 12 volt solutions kit was about $600 delivered, and that was with the extended range or long range remote, which I got on sale on Black Friday. It was about, I don't know, 15% off, I think, something like that, maybe 20%. So that's all I've got. Good luck, everybody. I hope this helps somebody. Take care.